All right, I guess we're good. I do believe we're good. Maybe we're good. We may be good. Okay. Now, but we're going to do practice first. We got to practice. It is not okay to stop practicing. So, hey Fuzzy, how you doing? All the percussion. All of it. Yeah, it does work. Cool. Okay. So we want a different puppy cam view today. It's a little close, but I wanted to get it off my mic boom. We'll have to play with it a little bit. Puppies. Bilateral puppies. So what we want is the one. Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of art, maybe a little bit of music, try and do a little bit of daily practice. And then Beeks pointed out that I haven't actually done any game dev in quite a long time. So we might have to do some of that. So we need to go to 6 ways. And we're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and work on a game asset. And I think it's in here. Is it in here? Yeah. So this is the 6 direction animation, which is all just random colors right now. So we're going to start turning this into ordinary colors, and maybe we can make the leg animation a little better because it's pretty bad. Hey Flavius, how you doing? Yeah, Biggs is a cheeky buggy, right? But he is right. I knew that I'd been putting off. I knew that I'd been putting off working on the game because I was trying to get better at all of the other bits and pieces. But there's no reason we can't start to do both now. That's the idle animation, which is just blinking, but surely we can do better than that. Okay. So let's start with, we've got a roughly front facing, very roughly front facing view for the first few frames. So we can start to move some colors across to that from the other. Oh yeah, it's the witching hour for you, isn't it? It's just so close to home time. Okay, let's start with head. And we've got our reference image here. And there's a thing with Aseprite and frames. You got to make sure you don't accidentally draw on multiple frames at once. But I think that's what this is for. Yeah, discontinuous. Am I going to add a tail? Yeah. Was it you that was originally talking to me about tails? I think you should have a tail. Okay. So I'm going to start with the mouse. It's just going to be some ads. Do apologize. And start with the mouse and then see if I switch over to the tablet. Yeah, I mentioned it the other day. It was some guy that just came through, and I don't know if I ever saw him again, but I happened to be doing pixel art, and he said, oh, I should have a tail. It's very true. I think it would only be like a little stubby rock of a tail, though. Okay. So ideally, it would be good to have the reference up at the same time. What we might do is open maybe that and drag it out. Now we can get rid of the preview for now. Half of the work here is just getting used to the tools. Still have 5 hours to go. Ah, harsh. I thought it was a bit closer than that. So, I'm going to zoom this to give us a guide to work from. You wish. Okay. And then we'll switch to the uncolored frame. So this is, I want to say that. Actually, I don't know if that is correct. Let's have a look on the other palette. Oh, it's a different palette. That sucks. Because, of course, I would have needed all the colors. Right. Okay, but its actual color is this, which is C4, C4, C4. And we go here and we get... No, that's definitely not it. Do we even have that color in this palette? Huh, I wonder if we need to change the palette. How does that even work? Because ideally, this is the core palette. This is the one that the character has. Wasn't there a music channel back in the day called C4? Probably. Yeah, little technical things like this I don't know about Aseprite. So it's got a very limited palette. It's only got one green in it. And the rest is all just grayscale. But I'm going to need those. Can you expand the palette by a row? Because that would be the way to go, right? What does this do? What? So is that just adding blocks to it? In which case, can I just copy this in? Curious. Just experimenting. Can I copy palette? Select used colors, unused colors. Oh, that'd be interesting. What's in this one? What are the unused colors? Interesting. Okay. So can I get rid of those? Select unused colors. What about just hitting backspace or something? Not what I expected, but I think that actually worked. Because these are the colors that I'm using now, right? But then what happens if you go back to this frame? Why aren't the colors from there and there? No, I don't think that worked. The old arthritis kicking in. Ow. Pain. Pain is fun. All right. Now, how do we do this? We need the colors from this palette in this palette. Got to be a way to do that, right? Let's find out. Aseprite copy palette. Palette. Spelling is fun. Colors. Copy color from neighboring palette. No, picking from another palette. Sorry about the bright white. There's several palette presets that you could use. Copy and paste. Select a color in one palette, Control C, go to the other file and Control V. Okay, well that certainly sounds easy. So let's go just select all of these and copy. Okay, now we're talking. Now we're talking. All right, so I just need to remember that the bottom row is basically what I'm working with. Okay, so this one should be that, right? I can just imagine actual artists watching this tearing their hair out. Now, I've got to be careful here because I have actually changed the outline. So should the shoulder, the head outline should go in front of the shoulder, right? So we've got this energy field surrounding him. So we should be able to see his head first. Although, should the outline be on the outer layer of the shape and not like outside the shape? These are things you need to understand. Oh, damn, except I lost my palette colors if I do that. But never mind, let's step back until we get to where we were. Then go back, get the palette colors. Is there a select all? No. Damn it. We will learn to use the program. We will. It is inevitable. It is inevitable. Ta-da. All right. Let's go ahead and save that just so that I don't have to worry about losing it again. And then we've got this, which is our C4 color. Yeah. And we go on the outside edge of that. You got ice cream. What kind of ice cream is the important question? Gumdrop. Interesting. Okay, so we go kind of up and around. We take this section like so. Something like that. It looks a bit blocky, but hey, he's a blocky little guy. Right, so this color is... No, stop doing that. I want a color selector. Thank you. Is that okay? So this is our outline color. It's either that or normal vanilla. He is made of rocks and he should be blocky. You are 100% correct. This little detail near the eye seems to be important for some reason. I think it's the only place where his outline comes in towards his eye. But I got to remember not to just slavishly copy the whole thing and try to just kind of feel my way. Otherwise, I'll never get better at actually drawing him. in theory at least. I'm just relieved not to be working. Work was a mission today. Lots of AWS stuff, as usual. Didn't feel like I did a great job, but it's done now. Thing is, if it takes this long to do each individual frame, it's going to take me forever. And my DevOps, yeah, or what they traditionally used to call DevOps, I've been doing platform type positions for the most part in recent years. So yeah, you know, CI/CD pipelines, Terraform, Go scripts, Python, bits and pieces of other things, lots of AWS, that kind of stuff. If I could get a job writing Rust, I would. They are few and far between. Hey, look, both his eyes are different colors. Just noticed that. Ooh, don't do that. Oh, just gotta let someone in the front door. I'll be right back. Right. Sorry about that. We had we had shopping arrive at the front door. I can imagine him crunching down with his eyes closed or sleeping, looking like a boulder. Yeah, totally. Yeah, he should kind of form into a little pile of rocks, right? I find it funny when I search Rust jobs, I get senior positions that just list it with other similar languages. Yeah, or panel beating jobs, or jobs related to the Rust game, which is always the tricky part. On my list of stuff to learn is the CI/CD stuff. Yeah, it's I mean it makes your life easier. There's no question about it. So I was just gonna do that. Save that. Okay. So now we've got, I want these to be reasonably close copies of the original, even though I'm not supposed to be like pixel for pixel copying them, just to just so that it doesn't look too wildly different from the one that I've been using as my template. So that's going to be, yeah. I want to be able to draw them freehand, but also kind of be able to work from the original like this. Not that the original is necessarily fantastically high quality either. It was just, it's the best looking version of them I've come up with so far. It was drawn ages ago. Oh, that's still that color. Okay. Trying to get used to the hotkeys, using the right things. And then I assume this grey is that one. And then this, and we won't leave them with a yellow face because that would just be wrong. I'm guessing if I try and fill with that color, I'm gonna just flood the entire image. Oh no, we did okay. All right, cool. So he's starting to look like himself again. We are on the right layer. Oh yeah, good. It's no fun when you spend all that time and you're on the wrong layer. So this is that color, okay. Oh wait, when I select a color in one image, does it doesn't pick the same one in the other, does it? Oh, maybe it does. That's helpful. Oh, no, not fill though. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm going to kind of actually want to maybe leave a little bit of dark there. Is his head shorter? Because that would suck. I suppose it doesn't really matter as long as it's in roughly in proportion. Is his shadow darker on the one on the left? It might be. Do you mean this one? I think it's the same color. 65. He's shorter and narrower, yeah, although this is slightly zoomed, but still. He is. It's a different head shape because the head goes back more on the other one. But he is supposed to be turning, I guess, or moving. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I want to get this sort of... This doesn't have to be his final form, right? It just has to be reasonable. It has to be recognizable. Okay, so we want to switch to probably torso, I'm thinking. Just get the shapes of that down. It's quite convenient to be able to copy colors from one to the other. And it goes on quite a solid outline. It's the kind of thing where you really want to have a soundtrack. Long periods of quiet. That's all good. I certainly don't have to finish this tonight, but it would be nice to get one frame done before I switch to something else. Whoops. Given how many frames I'm going to have to do, I don't know if I really thought the fact that thought through the idea that a game based around hexagons would mean I'd have to animate 6 different ways. Might have been too ambitious for a first project. But you know what? We'll just roll with it. Whoops. I'm always doing that. Learn to use the controls, BC. Learn to use the controls. Using the mouse tonight, I've been trying to persuade myself to use the tablet more often, but this is working for me tonight. Wonder if someone's done some Vim bindings for Aseprite. You know, it wouldn't surprise me a damn bit. I've already rebound quite a few of them because I've got a split keyboard, so I'm trying to use all the binds with my left hand and control whatever, the mouse or the tablet with my right. But yeah, it's oh, and you know what I did? I didn't switch layers. God damn it. Never mind. I got most of the way. I'm always doing this. Oh, this is interesting though. That color is not the same. So that's the C color, and what? Yeah, it's totally not the same. So what the hell? I must have got the highlight color wrong on the head. It's way too bright. Okay, so that makes more sense. I did hear that Adam Eunice, who does all those pixel art tutorials, only uses a mouse. So I guess it's a thing people do. My Wacom has built-in buttons and a wheel like an old school iPod. I usually don't even need to touch the keyboard when using it. Yeah, nice. I've got the Intuos, so it's got, it's the super basic one, as I'm sure you know, but it's got 4 buttons and buttons on the pointer. I haven't investigated binding them under Linux yet, though. I assumed it's doable. I'm sure there's lots of rules about whether you're supposed to have jagged bits versus fill in the corners of these lines. I just don't know what they are yet. Hey, zombie. Seriously, man, why are you spending your money on me? Thank you, sir. That's very kind of you, but you won't be able to feed your dog. Thank you so much. All right, yeah, Linux. I use the Wacom GUI on Windows. It's crap UI, but it works, yeah. How is the Dexter this morning, zombie, and how are yourself for that matter? Ugh. He eats anything. Well, you have subscribed in time to avoid that ad break. Like for a walk or with a rifle. He's being a pain in the butt. Oh, yeah. Yep, it's definitely time for some bus stop surfing. Walk, I love dogs. Doesn't mean occasionally you don't want to shoot them. But yeah. I'm taking Biggs' comment to heart, zombie. He said, I've never actually seen you develop a game. I was like, shit. He's got me there. I haven't worked on this in a long time. Uh, so it is time to get back to it. It is time to make it happen. Huh. Why can't I? Is that on the other layer? It must be. Must be the layer, the torso layer's overlying it. Yep, that was it. Okay, so right arm, good. All right. Those spindly little legs. One day I'll understand how to do it in a way that makes anatomic sense. But until then, anybody notices me continuing to another body part without switching layers, you have my permission to yell at me. Now with this one, I've got to isolate the other hand. Biggs has a way of making you do things. Good on him. Good on him. He's been doing this shit for a lot longer than I have. Knows a trick or two, that man. I know. Hey, Woodstone, how you doing? I heard that you two are doing the old whatchamacallit. What's that thing you do when you fight the monsters and they all try to kill you and Souls-like. There you go. Or every other game ever. You're doing the Souls-like thing. Shut up. Depression. Yes. So we take our cue from this and we match that. And we only have a small amount of the hand visible, but maybe we'll make it just a tiny bit bigger. With the theory that it's kind of swinging up. Doesn't have to be exact, it just has to work. And then we get some of this. And there he is, just on cue. I was just saying, Biggs, you're making me actually work on the game, which is, appalling behavior, but it is what it is. You apologize. I never liked sleep. Damn it, 35 seconds too early. No, stop it. Use the right keyboard command base here, you can do it. You have the technology. Only another couple of million frames to go before you have a complete animation. And a very brief flash of realistic. And then back to the cardboard colors. A very brief flash. There we go. Blink and you miss it. Oh, God. Hey, Yeg, how you doing? There we go. Now, this gap looks really weird and unnatural too. It's too high. But in the meantime, what we can do is just A little bit of filling in the old energy. Not ideal, but it'll do. The only thing holding him together, some sort of random made up mystical energy. If he can't do it, no one can. But what if I can't do it? I'm everywhere. Tried to shout out and failed. Ah, I fixed that today. The chat no longer crashes when you try and shout out someone and the timeout is established. We like our chat not to crash. Right leg. No more. Well, I didn't promise no more crashing. It just won't crash doing that. No, I fixed that one too, dude. I fixed them all. Let me just check my output. Yep, fixed that one as well. Actual error handling. It's what responsible software developers do, you know. Or so I'm told. Yeah, no, that one doesn't work either. Let's see if the puppy cam is still responsive. Yep, turns out it is. It's not a very good angle, but never mind. So the crash command is broken. It is, in fact. It is, in fact. It's so broken it was never implemented. I think having the foot completely disappear is not very realistic, but I don't know what else to do with it right now. Where do we put a ticket in for the crash command? Well, that's a perfectly reasonable question. Maybe I should open up the robots issues in the Git repo. Sorry about the flashbang. Let's see. It's not a public repo. Implement crash. Should destroy chat, killing all occupants in ball of fire. Okay, cool. Got it. Done. Issue number 1. Where's the stream, Jira? PTSD with Jira. Yeah, Jira can die in a fire. And I have to use it every day. Now, I usually use GitHub issues and projects for most things when I do need anything like that. Ah, I haven't switched layers. God damn it. Someone was supposed to tell me. You guys aren't keeping up with your KPIs here. Freaking Adam Eunice making me use a separate layer for each limb. One of these days I'll learn how to use the tools. Yeah, thanks Fuzzy. Appreciate that. Nice work. Uh, these are going to be completely out of proportion. Doesn't matter. This does not have to be the end. This is the beginning. All that matters is the practice. Getting something on the screen, programmer art, etc., etc. Not enough keyframes. Have I considered having more layers? Well, interesting. Okay. Yeah, that left leg is a problem. Let's just not go there yet. We'll fix it. We'll fix it in post. But at least there is one frame that has a flicker of the character in it. Okay. All right, cool. Save. Now I have to remember how to export the sprite sheet. How do I do it? Export sprite sheet, right? You would think. So output file characters PNG. Open sprite sheet. It's the output, borders, sprite. Can I preview? Where's my preview? Left leg shadow, left leg highlight, left leg outline. Yeah. 260 frames per second. Yeah. I have to remember whether the settings are right. So where's the actual thing? Let's look at the actual thing. What does it have to produce? Open. Characters, PNG, I think. And you get this hideous... Oh, that's right. I did have a tail. Check him out. He's got a tail. I've forgotten about that. He got a little tail. And this is what happened. Yes, it's a tail. It's a stumpy tail. This is what happened when I didn't have the... I didn't have all the frames for all the different directions, so I just drew a big arrow. It's a little dag, yeah. He's like a sheep. He has a sheep's tail. Okay, so that's obviously not the current sprite sheet. What else have we got floating around here? I think it might be Stone Idol. Stone Idol double size. Oh man, we need some organization in here. I like your style. I do the same. His posing pouch. Right. His fanny pack. Don't say their name 3 times. Character's old. No, that's not it either. Where is the current thing? I'm about to summon them. Fanny. Panda. Resource UI, SPNG, SEPNG. Did I split them all out? No. This was just me practicing. Trying to get the rails to point in the right direction. Oh boy, I'm remembering all of this now. See, this is what happens when you don't actually work on it for like months. You got a badge on your bag that says that. Base. No. Characters, GIF. Characters, PNG. Where is it? There's all this bullshit cluttering in here that I need to get rid of. Oh, this is so weird. I know it's here. Oh, that's because I'm in art. That's what's going on. So we need assets, textures, characters. Now we're talking. All right. So This is what the current format looks like. For some reason, it's got a grid on it, which I don't think is accurate. Is Thing the pet name for your partner? I think it might be Stone PNG. No. That's just that one. It has to be characters. It's just got the grid superimposed. So I don't know how we exported, but I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rows and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. So if I was to do this, I think we exported this segment here and just split it up that way. Damn, I just can't remember how I did it. Where's characters final last PNG? Yeah, don't be rude. Okay, just be rude. That's fine. Yes, there definitely needs to be some organization. There's no question about that. Hey, if Wardrobe can keep his game state in an array, then I can be forgiven a little bit of file naming issues. All right, so let's just export, but not export over top the other one. That way we'll be able to experiment with what we need to end up with. So the layout should be by rows. Create one row for each layer or tag. Constraints, fixed number of columns, 6. That's correct. I do want the preview though. V1.23456788. Can't wait to delete that array. Animation final. Definitely the last one this time. .png. Okay, selected layers, selected frames. Yes. Okay, cool. So what we can do is this through this. Has that selected everything in it? Or do I have to individually? Oh, God. Except that I don't want the hex. So I want everything from here through here. And I don't want the rails either. Learning to use Aseprite, folks. I'm learning. As soon as you hit save on that, you get an email from the client. Hey, just one last thing. Yeah. Okay. Export spreadsheet. Selected layers, selected frames. Borders, nothing. Output. Definitely not characters PNG. So let's go textures. Test because Betsy can't remember PNG. And yes, we want to preview. Fixed number of columns. Yeah. Okay. Why didn't I get a preview? Okay. Open. I don't understand how that works. Hey, there he is. In all his misshapen glory. Okay. So yeah, in theory that should work. So I'm comfortable overriding characters now. Save as. Characters PNG. Okay. File exists, override it. Yes. And so in theory, if I boot the game now, assuming the game even runs after all this time. There are lots of warnings. Okay. Enter to play, escape to quit. And there he is. Flashing along in his little animation. Apparently someone forgot to tell him that he also has an idle state. Except of course he doesn't right now. But in theory, if we tell him... How do I even work this game? If we tell him to gather something... Yes, he does. He turns and he faces it. And his resources start building up. And then we highlight some area and we create storage. And he goes and deposits it in the storage. And we gather some more. Okay. So the stuff does actually work. Even if he's constantly running to get somewhere. Presumably a bus. He mines and he mines. And then we select build stone bench. Select the stone bench, set the recipe stone block. He collects resources and he builds the stone block. We should see him deposit that. And we do. That's such an awesome stone block right there. I mean, can you even imagine a more awesome stone block than that? He's trying so hard. Let's see if we can get him to move down again. It's a turd, that's right. If we harvest that, we'll gather that, and then gather this. Does it even queue that job up? Can't remember half of this stuff. He's running, he's running. Oh, yep, he does start flashing again. Okay, so the directions are setting pretty well. He deposited, then went back to the node. Eats rock, poops out. Poor flashing little guy. But proof of concept. So we just need to add more frames and make him look a little bit less like an alien. Although, you know, it doesn't really matter. Does stone wall build actually work? He probably needs more stone blocks in order to complete the recipe. Pick up some resources, build some blocks. Apparently you have to build things one at a time. He looks awesome in his colorful shell suit. I don't know if I said, but this was because I was watching that Eunice tutorial and he was like, yeah, just do all the limbs a different color so you can see the difference. And I mean, he's right, but now it means I have to go back over it and do them all the other way. But he roughly lines up with hexagons. He maps out little routes to get to the distant ones in what hopefully is a rational way. And his inventory counts are still working, even if they are tiny. All right. Well, that's a good reminder about where I was up to. Basic mechanics and animations. He moonwalks everywhere. I thought about making his legs like little wheels and just spinning them around. But I don't know, there's something about having actual legs that makes sense for this guy. We got enough blocks to build a wall. The wall really does look like a turd. I'm not sure about the scrolling in and out thing. He starts at a really small size. Probably need to learn a bit more about adjusting resolutions for different display settings. I basically know nothing about it. I think there's a way that you can manipulate the camera settings so that you don't have to worry about what the exact resolution is. I just don't know. Okay. All right. So we got that far. Thud. So now, what's next is the question. We had that giant design document. Where exactly is that? E.g., something like redesign or phase 2 or explanation. See if we can get some more of this shit on screen. This was when I felt really stuck and I was like, how the hell do I actually make this game? Okay. My scrawly handwriting. Characters. Works with any stone. Gather stone. Craft stone block. Build stone wall, foundation, and mine entrance to access levels beneath. Okay. We certainly haven't got that far yet. Branch works with any wood, trees, plank, door, shoring, maybe a bridge. Iron works with any metal, ore, ingots, so all the different characters have their own material type. The underlying assumption: every character brings a new capability or material class. Characters must be unlocked by game progression. Okay. Branch is unlocked by defeating first enemy wave. We don't even have enemies yet. Iron is unlocked by exploring first lower level using Branch's ability to shore tunnels and maybe provide light. By what? Burning themselves? That seems weird. Air is unlocked by building the first tower using iron girders. This sounds more detailed than I had really planned for a first simple game. That's what worries me, eh? Like I don't actually know how long it would take me to build all this out, but I'm guessing a long time. All we need for a demo is to unlock iron and no further. Okay, so you get down to the lower level, you build tunnels, and you unlock the third character. RimWorld. If the world was hexagons and we don't care if you ate without a table. 2D, but build in 3D. I don't know if that makes sense, actually. We need... Scope creep is fine. Don't listen to anyone else. Change breeze to fart. Stone to defeat first enemies. We need enemies. A way to expand. We need combat. The map way to expand the map tile set. Build defenses. How do characters heal? Health bars? Question mark. Scope. What is this? After a few more rounds of enemies, they defend cave. Stone gains ability to build mine. Discover lower level, but tunnels collapse. Branch required to shore up tunnels with wood. Okay, so we're providing justification for the character existing, basically. Characters heal by consuming resources, e.g. stone eats stone. Also, build the entire system off the back of one single array. Works really well, yep. Dart, spear, single target projectile, attack, earthquake, tendril stare, immobilize. This is me trying to figure out all the directions I'd need. Super highly advanced art. For the demo, allow build down. Yeah, okay. That sounds like a lot. Should I bail in favor of something simpler, which I could get out quicker and learn more? Have I overcomplicated my first attempt? These are important questions. Name all variable single letters. Excellent. Yep. Or maybe even numbers. I thought that's the branch required to shove up tunnels. That's just so wrong. I mean, to be fair, my handwriting is not a thing of joy and a beauty to behold. Anything with a gust attack is a little bit concerning. I thought gust attack was what you get when you walk into Wardrobe Stream and the emotes are going off. I spat up over my desk. I don't know though. It's a difficult question. Like, I like the idea, but there's a hell of a lot going on. What would I do if I didn't do this? Is there a way to deliver this? I mean, maybe it's not such a big deal. Like, I've already worked out a lot of the systems. I know how to craft. I know how to gather. A lot of the assets required are art. Like, the code is kind of there in a lot of ways. Combat isn't there. It's hard to tell what's too ambitious and what isn't. Gust attack is what happens when Max shows up. Branch, stone, iron, enemies, 1 true, 7, yes, Megatron. Also, make all animations different scales. And different frame rateable. I mean, every character you introduce has got to have 6 directions written, which is tricky. But, you know, certainly doable. It's just a question of time, right? And do you learn more from getting the likes of, you know, Champions of Breakfast out fast, or doing something like this, which is sort of has got a lot of scope, but could be demoed in a relatively short space of time? Maybe. But it would be rough. Then again, maybe I'm not in a position where I can release something if I... Yeah, I don't know. Tricky. I mean, you don't really even need, in order to demo, you don't really even need much more of a map than this. You could have the way I did it in the original was to expand, where's my HIO? Was to expand like this, so that you just add on and you've got a whole other area to work with. I'm far from releasing a game, so I'm doing mechanical concepts still. Well, so am I. Demo is basic functionality, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I haven't really put any time into it since, you know, not for weeks and weeks, because I was getting used to the whole Twitch thing. So... And this thing was even easier to develop, this entry to the Game Jam, because all it did was draw a sprite on one hex and then erase it and draw it on the next one. Like, there was no animation at all. So, well, not much. I actually really like this style of kind of black and white with a little bit of faded color on it. Makes me wonder if I should have persisted with it. Anyway. This is sort of more muted and dark. I think really I have to keep pushing along with this, if only to kind of feel like I'm not just giving up on it. It is intimidating, but I don't think it's unachievable, especially if I start really throwing myself into it now. Kind of crack on to the end of the year and see where we get to. And do most free time, most streams about this, and kind of tack on some sort of the volunteer stream on Monday and the maybe a bit of overlay work on the weekend, maybe. All right, well, that's quite enough existential meanderings, seems to me. This poor little flickering guy. What would we need to do next? In terms of this, he crafts stone blocks, and that's the only thing he crafts, apparently. And he can build stone wall. Actually, stone block is the other. Hang on. Apparently, you just get stone benches for free. You don't have to build them. I mean, we've got a bunch of things already. We've got a lot of systems. We've got select, multi-select. We've got movement. We don't have combat. We've got harvesting. We've got sort of rough construction. Free stuff. So a lot of that, yeah, so we can either get stone wall or stone block out of these. Stone wall, foundation, and mine entrance. I guess foundation would be for like constructing buildings later. Because the whole thing about these games is their technology tree, right? You start discovering things. I wasn't going to introduce the whole idea of research or anything like that because it felt too complicated for an initial game. The whole idea was to try and boil it down to the basic elements. It doesn't feel very basic now. So, stone needs to defeat first enemies. That means we need an enemy and combat. So let's look at what assets we actually have attached to the characters that could be used for combat. When we've got menus. Okay, so we've got, first of all, do we have any uncommitted changes? Oh, do we ever? Okay. Don't need those. Hex Goblins MD. What the oh, that's right. I remember that. You don't need to know about that. We don't need that because we've written it to RM assets, textures, test. What else we got going on here? We can commit some of this other shit, although as we've already discovered, we need to rename some things. We don't need that font, probably. Really, either of those fonts. What on earth is in README? Oh, yeah, we don't need that. Assets, fonts, Rubik. Then we've got characters, which has been updated, so we do need to commit that. That's been updated. That's been updated. All of those can be committed. Add a frame. All of the art can go into Git just the same as the code does. And what have we got for changes here? Oh, yep. Interesting. Why would I do that? Oh, okay. Sure. So we can set 1920 1080 for now. Oh no. There's dreaming going on. You probably can't hear him barking. He's so cute when he dreams. Basic functionality, that's very true. Oh, you turned the puppy cam back on. I should have a puppy microphone, really. Okay, so what was this? To do handle stop animation when stationary. So this was my attempt to try and get it to pause, which obviously isn't working. Whip animation. Nothing wrong with the old whip commit. Okay, there's probably quite a bit wrong with it, but never mind. Okay, so what have we got that we could use for combat? Let's look for characters. Maybe, I think it's in stone. Characters stone. Or for that matter, characters mod. Oh, ugliness. Go away, virtual text. Thank you. All right, we got selected characters. Stats. Aggro radius. Oh, well, that's a start. Any entity within this radius will be added to the target list. Cool. Attack range. Maximum range expressed as distance to target center from self-center. Attack rate. Amount by which cooldown is increased following each attack. Okay. Base damage. Carrying capacity. When cooldown reduces to 0, an attack can be made. Starts at 0, reduces by time delta seconds each tick. Interesting. Health. A preferred resource. Speed. Target list. See, this is a lot of stuff we can already use for combat. Seems to me. When I think about the amount that could be left to do on this, it feels overwhelming. So I just have to kind of compartmentalize, I think, just sort some of this shit out. Because it's not beyond me. I'm a perfectly capable individual who can't really draw, but that's okay. The art will be shit, and then it will get better. So, do we have anything related to combat? We do not. Do we have what's in stone? Character stone. We've got animation. What are his stats? Here we go. Aggro radius 5. Attack range 1. Attack rate. So you can only attack things that are right next to him. I think that was because I wanted him to kind of be surrounded with like an area of effect attack. What would be enemies? That's a very good question. In the game jam, they were just little red blobs with teeth. I don't think the lore's well developed on that subject, or at all. Attack rate of 1. Base damage 1. They will probably start out as little red blobs. I'll tell you that right now. Carrying capacity. Cooldown. Health 10. Speed 10. All right. Blobs make good enemies, you are correct. So I think this is my plan of attack. I will create a blob enemy. I will spawn it into the map. And we will work on aggro and moving towards the character and following it around. So pathfinding. I think that would be a good first step. Because we can reuse a lot of the pathfinding code we already have with the N-star pathfinding stuff. Yeah. And that'll get me back into using the tile library and all that kind of pattern. Then before you know it, Bivy.14 will be out, and I'll have to... you can change the enemy type just by changing the color, exactly. Yeah, I think we'll probably come up with something, but in the meantime, a little red blob works just as well. So let's create one. In fact, I wonder if I can find in the game jam, it was called Hex Life, game, assets, textures, characters. There it is. There it is. It was like that, and then it animated into that, and then it bounced back up again. That was literally me just deforming the circle. I was in a hurry, what can I say? It's pretty cute. What dimensions are we talking about here? Maybe I could steal it. Has it got layers? It doesn't. Vampire blobs, right. Well, let's grab them. Why not reuse resources, I say? Oh, that's wrong. Wait, is there an Aseprite version of this? I feel like there probably is somewhere. But who the hell knows? I might not have even owned Aseprite at this point. In fact, I'm pretty sure I was doing it with GIMP. Okay. Oh, and that was my prototype for branch. Okay. Vampire blob, come here. You've got work to do. You have got work to do. Edit. Paste special. Paste as new sprite? Yeah. We're not going to be fussy at all. We might try and change that white layer to transparent, but apart from that, screw it. We just do a little bit of real basic manipulation. Whoops, no, don't do that. Reusing resources. It's a time-honored tradition. Obviously, I've spent a great deal of time and effort on this one. A great deal of time and effort. just crank through the rest of this. I'm sure there's a faster way to do this, but I really don't care right now. It's going to look absolutely shocking, and that is just fine. Okay, save as. And we go out of there and into 6 ways to delve art. Enemy Sprite. Export as. No, stop that. Enemy PNG, yes, but where? Assets, textures, enemy PNG. How big is this thing? Sprite size, 34, 33. Might be a bit small, but that's okay. We'll work on that. We'll leave it that way for now. And so now we go back into our game and we go to loading. And we look for texture assets and we say we would like another one. We would like asset key equals what is this resource UI image? I don't know what that is. We would like textures enemy PNG pub enemy handle image. And it doesn't have to be more complicated than that. All right. So now we have to actually spawn it in. So we've got characters. I wonder if I just put enemy under characters for now. It probably makes the most sense. So let's look at characters stone, and we'll probably copy a whole bunch of it. So copy enemy RS. And a bunch of this will now be wrong. Pub struct enemy. Pub struct enemy plugin. On enter game state playing, that should be correct. Okay, it places it initially. Now, there's no animation required here because it's just a single pixel, a single image. So we don't need a lot of this. We will eventually, but we don't now. I wonder if it's simpler just to keep it though. I wonder if, for example, you can do 1, 1 and then provide the size. Oop, that's not at all what we wanted. What did I say it was? 34, 35. 34, 33 width height. 34, 33. Hopefully that's width height, not height width. First 0, last 0. I don't know if this will even work. Tile pause will make it 11, 11. Transform from translation, tile pause, center and world, extend character Z. And I think character Z. Where is your Kiwi English? We'll go enemy Z. Wait. No, let's use character Z. Because we want them on the same Z plane. Center feed in tile. We probably don't. I don't know if we need to do that, but we'll leave it for now. Carrying capacity probably doesn't matter. Yeah, don't know about that one. Command spawn enemy. Insert animation south. Animation timer. Enemy? Why do we spawn character and then insert a character? That makes no sense. Huh, I bet that's a bug. Insert destination topos, none. Facing direction south. Inventory, probably doesn't need one. Sprite sheet bundle. Texture assets. Enemy. Clone. Got some ads coming. Texture atlas, animation south first, layout, transform, stats. Aggro radius, we'll just keep it all the same. Carrying capacity, cooldown, resource type, don't care. Can that be none? I don't think it can. Speed, target list, UI texture, create loading. Oh, right, that's just for if you're in the inventory. That's fine, I won't need that. And the character name was Stone. Oh, I see. So character is the marker, right? If we look at characters mod. Yeah, it's just a marker component. Don't need that right now. And I guess we don't need this, and we're already spawning an enemy. And the tile pos was wrong. That's going to be 1111. And controls don't exist. All right. Would that die a horrible death if I tried to run it right now? Probably, right? Or at the very least, it's going to crash. Yeah, there we go. Nice little crash. Panic and asset loader. Apply internal state transition, whatever that means. Oh, failed to get an asset for key textures enemy PNG. All right, cool. Textures enemy PNG. It's right there. What did I call it in loading? Textures enemy PNG. I did move it there, didn't I? Enemy PNG, it's right there. Do I have to also move it to the debug folder? I don't think so, right? Should copy that already. All right. Why? Why? Why can't you find... Oh, I bet I... do I know why? Stone, we don't need that. Enemy. Texture assets. Enemy. Texture assets, enemy. It's definitely called enemy, although it claims that it's not used. Fields bevy and enemy are never read. Bevy needs to go away. Or does it? I thought we used it in the opening. Why does it think that the enemy field is never read? That seems suspicious. Because it's right here. What am I missing? Texture assets, enemy, clone. What was the error again? Failed to get asset for key, textures, enemy PNG. It panicked at loading 2910. Excuse me, I do not know what's happening there. Asset path, textures, characters is what we do there. Asset path. Oh, I used key. Duh. There we go. Wow. Well, let's try and avoid that by putting this up here, and then there won't be so much confusion. The differences between asset key and asset path. Not quite sure what's going on there. I can't remember. Never mind, at least it shows it. I don't know, let's try. Build, 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 build. Hey, it doesn't crash. Always good. Well, it doesn't spawn either, but it doesn't crash. Wonder if the animation is getting in the way. Oh, do we ever actually create it though? We probably don't add the plugin. I think that's part of the problem. So if we look for Stone plugin. Yeah, here we go. Add plugins. Enemy plugin. And that means we need pubmod enemy. All right. Is that enough to get something appearing? Nope. Delve could not compile because so many warnings. Controls not found in the scope. Oh yeah, we don't actually have controls, so go figure. Yeah, there we go. We run. Definitely need to go through and get rid of all these warnings, as they are a pain in the butt. Enter. Okay. Wow. Yeah. I mean, yes. there is an enemy. That's awesome. Cool. We don't need to offset it. That's for sure. It can just stay right where it was before. So let's fix that now. Awesome. So I think it was offset by 18. Yeah, there we go. Center feet and tail. Look at him. He's a little greebly vampire thingy. See if we can get him more centered in the hex. Don't actually need to display this Bivy logo. I could probably get it started much faster. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Believe it or not, he's playing an animation of one single frame. Awesome. Okay, we have enemies now. Excellent. Let's commit that shit. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, and yes. Okay. Add an enemy to experiment on. Okay. Now, I need to sit up again. All right. Let's see here. Oh, my camera turned off. Interesting. Why does it keep doing that? I'm frozen on screen. I'm not just unnaturally still. Flickered on and died? Why does it do that? Hello? Hey, there I am. Weird. Love to get to the bottom of that. I think it's a Linux thing. Cam's frozen. Is he not moving? Is he just really focused? Yes, I am. Okay. All right, cool. So why are you warning about that? Variable does not need to be mutable. Fair enough. Let's get rid of all the warnings, actually. Because they are bugging the crap out of me. Let's do another build looking for warnings. Blah, 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 blah. Consider using a cargo feature instead, or consider adding in cargo toml the check config lint. What? Oh, not debug assertions. Whoops. T-bug assertions. Okay, where is that? Main. Apparently I managed to balk that. Okay, we'll go again. Didn't need to run it, but never mind. All right, so we've got designate storage area. Has a field in the struct. Tiles is never read. Oh, okay, interesting. So I don't need that part of it at all. This is in storage RS. Oh, we got lots of things going on here. What's unused? Hash map? Wonder why. Base tiles. And resource type. As a derived trait for debug, field tiles is never read. So do we even use this? Designate storage area. Add event, designate storage area, add systems. It's an event? Oh. So we don't actually use this at all, by the looks of things. I must have changed it at some point. All right, let's get rid of that. I think I was using an event-driven system and I stopped. Gradually get through all of these. Be ruthless about getting rid of all our warnings. And then we'll actually be able to see the forest for the trees. Or the trees for the forest. Base tile and input manager key are never read in a resource config. Wait, file not included in hierarchy? Is that true? We don't use resources mod. Don't use deserialize. Man, there's so many warnings. Oh, apparently we do use deserialize. No input manager entry. None contains a capital E. Yeah, we'll leave that one. Is menu active and positions are never read. Selected nodes. Selected nodes. Init resource selected nodes. Apparently I don't use that either. I must have changed the way I select things. Huh. Okay. Try removing that, see if we can get along without it. Oh. Hey. No barking. You know who that is. It's a good person. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good person. You got fooled. You got fooled into thinking it was an enemy. But it was a friend. Yeah. She thought it was an enemy.
Hi. It's like she swallowed her back. I know.
I know, it's so terrible.
Hi. Hi, baby.
So base tile and input manager key. No, you're fine. Are not read apparently. Resource config. Okay. So where do we use this? Resource config. Pub resources, vac resource config. Oh, okay. But we never use base tile or input manager key. All right, we'll get rid of those. Be ruthless. Be ruthless. Not using ECS tilemat. And just this one. Now, is there a way to ignore that uppercase acronyms? Consider making it. Yeah, you can't make it none because it's a type. It's a keyword in Rust. That roar at the end when they realize. I know she's like. Roar, 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 roar. Yeah. She overreacts every single time. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know what to do with that warning. I actually quite like having it capitalized. I suppose you could say, why do we need a resource type none rather than having it be an option, right? That's the only question. Well, we'll leave it like that for now. What else we got going on? Cargo build. Must be getting through the warnings now. Lots of unread. I think this is because some of this code came out of the game jam and it was like I had lots of spares. All right, so let's look for movement RS. Selected passable areas. Doesn't look like we ever use this for anything. Make everything much simpler. Then we've got menu mod. Menu timer is never constructed. All right, we can get rid of that. Then what else we got? Loading RS. Bevy is never... All right, that was the thing we saw before. All right, well, we'll believe it. If it says we don't need that, I must be loading the Bevy image somewhere else. Action type and binding are never read in input. Looks like that entire thing is not required. Man, cleaning up. Crafting mod. Station crafting order. Allow non-camel case types, yeah. Yes. Oh, is that, you're saying that's what to do to get rid of the capitals warning? Station crafting order, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, crafting recipe. Crafting recipe name is not used. Interesting. Okay. I'm okay with that for now. Can always add it back if we need. Potentially texture index for a preview. Yeah, fair enough. What else we got going on here? Create station event. I think we weren't using events for a lot of this stuff. Crafting mod. All right, same thing. Construction recipe. Oh, yeah. Might just comment that out because I suspect I'm going to need it. Nope, remove it. You can add it back. Be ruthless. What else we got here? Crafting mod. Crafting mod. And characters mod. Okay, so this is where we actually do need this stuff. Okay. Aggro radius, etc. Let's try another build. Oh, getting better. Ah, construction recipe, right. So we did actually need that field. It's just never read. Okay, so let's go back to construct. Crafting, rather. And it was on 77. Oh, no, it was on build context menu. I see. Well, we don't need that now, so let's try that. No, don't run it. Oh, never mind. Still got plenty of things that need to be done. It's like getting through all of the craft.
Sorry.
It's okay.
That's the mic very sensitive.
Wow. Rustling plastic? Yes. Okay, so what else we got going on here? This function has too many arguments. Yes, I know. For that enum type. Yeah, I gotcha. I'm not actually sure if I'm going to keep it that way. I think it's an anti-pattern. I think I probably should just make it an option type. Right, so cargo build is what we wanted. Field quantity in crafting mod. In station crafting order. Why wouldn't... we're going to need that. Create station event. Don't think we're using that at all in crafting mod. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. And therefore this. We'll keep the quantity though, I think that's going to be useful. Apparently station type is not written to. I think we're going to need that. As in what kind of crafting it is. Health step and texture index. Effectively build rate. Yeah, let's not worry about that right now. To do jam code. That's always a clear sign that you've done something a little bit funky. Okay, we're getting through the warnings. This is good. This is good. Health step in build context menu. Quantity we need. Station type we need. Texture index and station stats. Which file? Whoa. Crafting mod again. Why am I not just... Am I missing these? Oh, there we go. It's just not reanalyzing. Station type I want. And then all of those fields and stats we're going to need for combat. It claims we don't need SIR deserialize. I do want to get rid of as many as I can. Oh man. Build context menu. Why does it think that these aren't red? I guess they're written to, but they're not red, is what it's saying, which is smart. I mean, we should have static code analysis like that. Selected characters in characters mod. Yep. Don't need that for now. I can see why I would need it later, like if you're doing a group select, but I'm fine without it. Interesting, it's not reanalyzing. Rust analyzes dying every time by the looks of things. Unreachable code in movement RS. Yeah, that's true because we've covered all the things. Input mod. SIR deserialize. Being tidy is going to help. Might be missing a type parameter. Bevy ECS tile map in characters mod. Yep. What do we got going on here? Selected characters, right, because I removed it, and that's in characters mod. I think the least thing we want to do is have shit in here we don't need when we're trying to manage complexity. I'd be a little bit strict with that. Station type. Crafting station we're going to need. Quantity we're going to need. All of that combat related stuff we're going to need. And the macro use in source librs. we don't need, apparently. Wonder why. I thought we needed that for lazy static. Let's try. Okay. Well, let's make sure it runs still after all that surgery. After all that destroying of things. We like to destroy the dead code. It does, and there's our little greebly bug. Okay. I think we need to start at a better zoom level. But we'll fix that. All right. That's time for a commit. Clean up warnings. Dead code. And I need a drink. Okay. Now, what about pathing the enemy towards the character? So I think the first thing we need to know, the question, where's our enemy? The question we need to answer: are there any attackable characters within aggro radius at any given time? All right, so we need a system that's running on every tick, checking for enemies. Checking for friendlies, I suppose. So, add systems on enter init after create map base layer. Sure, why not? Then we want add systems. Update. And it's called, I don't know, detect targets, or build target list, or maintain target list. Add break. So we want to build a list of characters, and we want to know what positions they're in. Or do we just want the tiles and query for anyone with the tile pods within a subset of those tiles, like the tiles surrounding us? Is that a better approach? Like, we don't need to know about a character that's miles away from us. Yeah, that's probably better, right? So we know that we've got code that can generate the group select for hexagons, for example. So let's have a think about this. Because it's not just linear distance to the target in this case. we've got to determine whether they're in the hexagons adjacent to us. So if we've got, I've got group select that works, so I can build a list of hexagons that are highlighted. If that's the case, I can also build a list of hexagons that are away from this tile. So for example, is he in that range? No. But if I have an aggro radius of 5 and he's in this range, that's an aggro radius of 2. So I should be pathing towards him. Otherwise, I don't know that he exists. So his aggro radius is actually really big. It's that big. So if he was on this tile here, he would still path towards him. And we need to be calculating that for every enemy on every tick, which is potentially expensive. So it's an interesting one. So I need to know all of the tile poses in that aggro radius. And I need to be able to check all of the tile pos to see if they are also associated with a character. I think is the deal there. So check all tile pos within aggro radius. See if any characters currently at pos. We ought to be able to do that fairly quickly using the ECS, so I'm hoping that's going to be okay. We need the base layer, which is the map essentially. So base layer, I'm not going to go base layer Q. I'm sick of labeling the queries like that. It's obviously a query. Query. Tile and tile map grid size and tile map type. Wait, do I need the map type? I actually don't think I do. I don't know if I need any of that. Why would I need the grid size? I think that's just if you're placing stuff. I may just be able to get away with... This is all me reminding myself how all this works, which is good, I suppose. I might just be able to get away with query base layer. Let's try that. So it's going to be let... Okay. I think it's like you query the base layer and then you search within the base layer for various tile positions. I think I need to look at the code for the selection. I'm hoping it's in selection. To see how to build that radius of hexagons. Drag select, here we go. Base layer, tile map size, tile map grid size. Oh boy, okay. First, update the set of selected tiles. All right. So the base layer queue gets single, else return. Then find out what the drag origin is. In this case, it will be the center of the... It would always be in the middle. World to tile pos. This is because we're using the mouse. We won't need this. Radius is 2. Distance from ASU32. Okay, boy. All right. Hex neighbors radius from radius. Yeah. And this, is that a function that we've got in here, or is that something that's provided? That's a function we've got in here. So get all of the neighbors by generating a hexagon around yourself. Then neighbors into iterator and map them to tile poses. And then collect them all up again. I actually don't know if we'll need to start from an axial pos. I think we might be able to start from a tile pos. My brain is starting to wear out. It has been a long day. All right, so yeah, I get it. I think we need to close a bunch of files for one thing. Reuse group selection code, except probably don't need axial pos, given we're not mouse selecting. So we really just need a fixed tile pos and then calculate the radius from there. We'll need that and probably reuse it, but we'll just do that. To do, can this be from tile pos rather than axial pos? Generate hexagon. Yeah, this is from the library. So it depends on, I guess if it depends on axial pos, then we'll just have to use it. That's right, you can convert back and forth between the two. This would probably need to be like a public helper function. So if we look at group select, or drag select, or whatever we called it. I remember working all of this out from the examples on the tile library, and it was quite the mission. Getting drag select to work naturally. Okay, so we're gonna need some of this, but not all of it. We will probably need some of the base layer stuff. We won't need buttons. Probably need commands. Don't need cursor pos. We don't need drag origin or drag state. Don't need selection query. Might need the characters query after all, because we need to know what all their current tile poses are to know whether they fall within the drag selector, within the aggro radius. Ooh, listen to that rain. So we'll probably do something like characters query tile pos with character. Been raining here for a few days. Oh, yeah, we've just had it on and off today, I think. Don't need selected. Don't need that part of base layer anymore. Okay, what's the problem here? Oh, okay. Ferries are cancelled tonight. 6 meter swells. Ouch. What, in the strait? Doesn't sound good. I saw they were talking on the news about replacing it all at some point. Axial pos needs an import. Helper's hex grid axial pos? No, that one. Yeah. Okay. I can definitely feel myself fading. So I'm going to switch to doing a little bit of Bitwig just for practice before I raid out. Not to get political, but this government won't be replacing it, I don't think. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean. So let's quit out of there. No, go away. Somebody told me to stop using GIMP and start using, oh, what is it called? There's another art program I just discovered. Have to look it up again. It's got a weird name. Okay, this is a good discipline. It's just to finish with a little bit of music work. Try and get used to it all. Keep learning the tools. Keep refreshing the tools. Where's the edge of that screen? There it is. Okay. Yeah, I would be surprised if the old national government does anything useful like that. All right, let's go new. One of the things I was curious to find out is if I can record mic noises from here. I assume I can. Just have a mic source rather than a instrument. But I'll see if I can figure that out. So we'll save as WEG stream. Biggs use Krita, that's it, Krita. You've used Photoshop in the past, but thinking of switching to Clip Studio, yeah. Yeah, I just saw Krita has quite a nice little Linux distribution, so I thought I might give it a try, because I get GIMP, but it doesn't feel natural. Like, I just have to look everything up. Let's go with let's call it 2 for want of a better word. Okay, now we just need to do a little bit of research. Bitwig, use microphone source. Might have to allow, no. Don't see microphone and input on audio track. How do I add microphone as an input device? In settings, choose external microphone as your input device. Kind of a bunch of stuff jumbled together, yeah. It's had such a long history, eh? Audio. Driver model, configuration. Recording offset, input buses, stereo in. I think add mono. I don't think there is a stereo input for this mic. But it's got wire plumber, right? So similar to Blender, it was garbage, but it's getting a lot better, yeah. I mean, it's still got a huge community behind it. I'm sure you can use it to do all kinds of things. Oh, here we go. Shure MV7 mono. Okay. If I close, will that save? Yeah, mono in. There we go. I don't quite understand why it's mono, but obviously just my inexperience. Okay, so if I add here, where can I get an input from? Device? No. Location? No. Drum presets, keys, synths, other instruments. devices. This is obviously not quite what we're looking for. External microphone is your input device. Input buses, add mono. Back at the arrange window, probably says no input and then a little drop down above the fader. Okay. Most drivers using your built-in sound card have horrible latency and in general sound like crap. Okay. So how? I don't feel like that gave me enough information. USB mic or importing audio. You can use a USB mic, go to the audio setting and make sure it's selected as your input. If you care about audio quality, don't use a USB mic. Mics into Bitwig. Should have a list of mono inputs under the stereo input, which I do. Yep. Make 2 audio tracks in Bitwig. Select track 1, input source, input 1. Huh. Add audio track. Okay, so the audio tracks are different to instrument tracks. That's good information. Monitor off, audio, no. How do I change it so that I change the source? Oh, maybe it's down here? No. It's got to be a way to do this. There has to be. Create 2 mono inputs and label them. Make 2 audio tracks in Bitwig. Select track 1, input source, input 1. How do you set the input source? Edit. Nope. It's all just learning the tools. We can figure out how to learn the tools. Not add. Active. Wait. No. No. Too many options, damn it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Audio inputs. Mono in. Ta-da. So if I then this. This is going to sound horribly echoey. I'm sorry. Interesting. So, Nope. Aha. Nice. Sounds like it's got a little reverb on it. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. We're making progress. All right, cool. Hi. What are you doing?
Wondering why this dog is not reacting like the biscuits.
Well, he didn't know they were there. Now he knows they're there.
No, they've just been I got the box out of the pantry and crinkled the bag. No response.
Well, he's lazy, but now you've brought the food to him and he's very happy about it. Extremely happy about it. I've never seen him so happy. Okay, cool. So we know how to, we have learned, we know how to set, we need to stop humming. We know how to set, this is going to echo me every single time. That's kind of annoying. When does it stop? If I disarm? Yes. If I disarm, it stops echoing. Am I going to do some Mongolian throat singing? I don't think so. I don't think I'm capable. Delete. But we might be able to set up some like little scenes. Okay, yeah, I know. I would never dare. Okay, so let's try. What, you have to and then you can do that. Whoa. Okay. Oh, that's because the play button was... All right, cool. And then you can do that. Whoa. So okay. I'm all set for spoken word, basically. All right. And then you can do that. Whoa. All right, cool. So now we know a little bit more. We can arm. When we arm, we get echo, but that's okay. And then we can hit play. All right, so that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Interesting. Why? What am I missing? Did I have to do that? No. Weird. I'm getting the order of operations wrong, obviously. How does this work? We arm it. We can't arm it while we've got the play lit. Stop. All right. We arm it. We still can't arm it. What on earth? Sometimes I think these buttons just don't work very well. I swear all I did was move off it and move back onto it. Okay, so it has to have this on. All right. So we have audio in here, but that's not in the scene. It's just in the track. Okay, so there's a real difference between recording into the scene and recording straight to the track. If you hit this, you're recording to the track. There's a lot of subtleties to this that I'm not seeing. Okay, so delete there. That plays the scene, which is empty. space stops playing the scene. Switch playback to Arranger. And now we've got vacuum, so, you know, we could always record that too. Okay. There is a puppy. I am confused. Sample all the sounds, right? I wonder if it would pick it up. I can just see the level flickering with it. Okay, so I'm missing something here. I don't understand how you record to the scene versus... Oh, we got ads coming through. How do you record to the scene versus record to the track? If I do this... and then record anything and stop. Oh, but it wasn't armed. Okay, so we arm it. And we hit record. And we say some words. And we stop. And nothing happens. Whereas if we hit this and then play, wait, this play? It does that make a difference? No. I'm so confused. Does the scene have to have... it worked initially. I get it. I get it. All right. So we should be able to edit this. Change its length. Clicking the burger next to the input, then pressing the record up the top should record straight into the timeline. Right. This little doohickey here. I think you're right. So we're just learning the interface rather than actually doing the thing, right? But that's okay. I'm very happy to do that. Huh. I expected that to move the whole thing. Okay, so in theory, that should play straight away. Okay. Clearing the way for me to record mouth audio. All right, cool. So the question is, can I add to this, or do I have to have a completely separate track for a different note? Okay, we're learning. We're learning. It's good. We're learning. So can I essentially overdub this, or is it done now? Because it's only got a play button, not a record button anymore. Consolidate, double content, scale, transpose an octave up. This I gotta hear. Oh, that's awesome. There's your throat singing right there. Okay, so let's just assume that we can't overdub that. I don't know if we can or not, but let's add audio track and go, how did we do it? This way. Add scene, no. I see. So arming it adds that. So could I? No. It doesn't look like it wants me to overdub that. Okay. I think I missed it. All right. Where was it? Maybe there? No. Yeah, well and truly out of pitch. I think I missed it. Funny. All right. This has possibilities, though. This is possibilities. I can see being able to do things with this. All right. All right, so we take this. We don't want to completely remove it. Maybe. And we reduce that. And this. I'm sure there's shorter ways to do all this. Nope, that's not what I wanted. To learn what all these individual parts are, and then just play the whole thing, right? And we have a perfect fifth, roughly. slightly out of sync, but that's because they're different lengths, right? So 2.3 versus 2.4. So we just need to reduce this one. Nope. All right. Without even caring, let's add another audio track. And we'll add the third. Okay. Close enough. All right. So we've got close enough. All right, that's good. That's good. We understand how to do this now. So the learning is, but the lesson is, you can add a scene just by arming, and then hitting the record down there instead of the record here, and or using the burger menu. All right, sweet. Save. Obviously, not a complete piece of music. That's good though. I like it. I understand a bit more now. Scenes. Cool. Let us find someone to raid. First of all, we can use our handy team. And we've got Booyah and Sinenko. Good menu music. That's right. Hey, thanks for hanging out though. I appreciate it. I will raid into Booyah. Actually, no, I should raid back into... Sinenko's been on for a long time, man. They must have seen the shout out. I'll raid into Booyah tonight. See what's going on with them. And we'll catch you again very soon. Take it easy, Flavius. Thanks for stopping in.